We are live on a Monday evening. We are live here at Empire Crypto TV. We are live here. We are back from the weekend. We are back. The market is still there. The market is still exciting. The greens are still there. The market is still very much positive. We are back. All right. As you are coming through, please invite your friends, your family, everyone. Invite those people who want to learn about different discussions that we bring on this platform. And today's topic is very much exciting. So yeah, invite everyone, guys. Invite everyone. I'm giving you a few minutes to invite everyone. Then we get started. We get talking. We've got a guest here who's going to educate us about the subject on hand, the subject that we have we've been waiting for. All right, invite everyone, guys.
Imagine you put on your glasses or headset and you're instantly in your home space. It has parts of your physical home recreated virtually, it has things that are only possible virtually, and it has an incredibly inspiring view of whatever you find most beautiful.
Hey, are you coming?
Yeah, just gotta find something to wear. All right, perfect.
Boy.
Oh, hey, Mark. Hey, what's going on?
Hi.
Mark. What's up, Mark?
Whoa, we're floating in space?
Uh-huh.
Who made this place? It's awesome.
Right? It's from a crater I met in LA.
This place is amazing.
Boz, is that you?
Of course it's me. You know I had to be the robot, man.
I thought I was supposed to be the robot.
Whoa.
I knew you were bluffing.
Hey, wait. Where is Naomi?
Let's call her.
Naomi.
Hey, should we deal you in?
Hey, sorry I'm running late, but you've got to see what we're checking out. There's an artist going around Soho hiding AR pieces for people to find.
3D street art? That's cool.
Send that link over so we can all look at it. This is stunning.
Okay, that is something.
That's awesome.
I love the movement.
Wait, it's disappearing.
This is amazing.
Hold on, I'll tip the artist and they'll extend it.
Wow, brilliant.
If you guys like it here, I have another room that you're gonna love. Check out this forest room.
Huh, let's see it.
Koi fish that fly? That's new.
This is wild. Hey, one sec, Boz. It's Priscilla.
Hey, you have to see this. Beast is going crazy.
Oh, I love that guy. We've got to show that to the kids. Can you also send that to my dad?
I'll message him.
All right, see you at home. This place is great, Boz, but there's something I got to get back to. All right, so that's a glimpse of a few ways that we're going to be able to get together and socialize in the metaverse.
Wow, the world is changing. We are getting into a new era. Things are changing. And the most important thing is to get into speed with all these changes that are happening in the world. The difference between rich people and poor people is the speed, taking action and the speed. The faster you adapt, the faster you get involved, the more money you can make. That's how it is. That's what separates the two. All right, our topic of the day, we are talking about Metaverse. As you can see on the video, things are happening. And this has been a topic for some time, especially the last 2 weeks or so when Facebook changed its name. So it's been happening. We are being exposed to a whole lot of a new world. And let's dive into it. Please help me welcome our guests here. Thank you, Kirtesh. Welcome to Empire Crypto TV. Thank you for coming through.
Hey, Elson. Good to be here.
Great stuff, man. We are excited. We can't wait to learn a thing or two from you regarding the metaverse, regarding where the world is going, regarding all this hype. And at the end of time, of course, it's all about making money. Take us through. How are you, my man? Take us through your journey. Please introduce yourself.
Okay, cool. Well, my name is Kirtesh Cara. I'm actually based in Pietermaritzburg from South Africa. And I got started in this whole journey, I think, back in 2014, 2015. I came across cryptocurrencies, and then I was also running a digital marketing agency where I helped people build their brands online. And while doing that, I sort of I sort of saw the opportunity to fuse my digital marketing with crypto technology and created a crypto marketing agency, which actually specializes in helping people in the crypto field to brand themselves online as a credible source of information. Because initially, there's a lot of crypto confusion. When it comes to crypto, people are confused. Even if you're a crypto coach, if you're a trader, getting the right audience is also a bit of a mission because people don't know whether they should believe you or not. And that's where I saw the gap in the market to actually help people in the space brand themselves online, look like professionals, and help them get their message across to other people in terms of cryptocurrency.
All right, no, Christoph, we've been in this space for some time, and you're doing a lot on your space. You're doing so much. I mean, there are a lot of people that are getting assisted from your channels, from everywhere. All right, the topic of the day, the discussion, we are talking about Metaverse. What is
Yes.
Metaverse? Take us through. Let's learn what exactly is Metaverse.
Okay, cool. Look, well, the metaverse actually existed way beyond Mark Zuckerberg even made mention of the word the metaverse. People have been building and creating stuff for a very long time. I mean, if you look at all the sci-fi movies that have been produced, if you're a gamer, and if you look at all the games that have been produced as well, back in the day, this is like people's childhood dreams becoming a reality. It's sci-fi not being science fiction anymore, but becoming a reality. So the metaverse is something that exists. If you think of different universes and different worlds out there, it's essentially a world that exists online on the internet. But in order for it to be sustainable, it can't just be your normal Web 2.0 internet. It's got to be Web 3.0, which is the blockchain. So the metaverse is a world built inside of the internet, and it exists on a blockchain, which makes it highly secure, which means that you can bring in NFTs into the space, which means that you become owners of your digital assets, and it has value that can be tracked on the blockchain from time of inception till eternity. It can never shut down because it exists on the blockchain. So, metaverse, a world existing online in the internet, and there's not only going to be one metaverse, there's going to be multiple metaverses. As many metaverses as people have dreams, that's how many metaverses that's actually going to exist. It's going to allow you the opportunity to take what's in your mind, express it online visually, and then use all the high tech, use the stuff like virtual reality goggles in order to enter those dreams where you don't only go to sleep and dream about it, but you can be awake and actually experience it. I also see a world where people will begin to upload their mind and their consciousness onto a hard drive and a computer. It seems far-fetched now, but it's highly possible for people to upload their minds onto a computer and essentially just live within that world. It sounds weird, but we can see that that's where it's actually heading.
All right. You just mentioned that it's not a new thing. It's not like it started 2 weeks ago when most people heard about it from Facebook changing its name. You says it's been existing for some time. It's just that it was not really in the open or in public. Just explain a little bit about that.
Okay, you see, people that actually saw potential in the blockchain, people that saw potential in what the blockchain was capable of doing, they were the ones that actually started putting things like this together. If we look at, I'm going to make mention of two companies. One is Decentraland and one is the Sandbox. Those two companies, I would refer to them as being the original metaverse companies in terms of building a space where people can enter that space and recreate stuff or build new stuff within that metaverse. What Mark Zuckerberg did was he's got all the people, he's got the community already, right? He's got this community and he is now capitalizing on wanting to take over the space. It's not something bad, it's something good, but at the same time, I think it's going to be more of a centralized metaverse instead of a decentralized metaverse where Mark Zuckerberg wants to obviously have control of the people within his space, as opposed to a decentralized metaverse where you can actually, it's your community that owns stuff, right? So just like how Bitcoin doesn't belong to anybody, a decentralized metaverse means there's no essential governments, but there's something called a DAO, which is a system that is monitored or tracked on the blockchain in order for votes and stuff to happen. So the metaverse has been in production from a long time ago. Games itself is a metaverse, but it's just that you cannot enter it and you cannot do anything within that game. So that's also a centralized version of a metaverse.
Empire FM, we are live at Empire Crypto TV. We are live every day, 7 p.m. We're talking different discussions, different topics. What you just have to do, go on to our YouTube channel and find Empire Crypto TV and subscribe. Once you have subscribed, every time we go live, you have that notification that tells you that we are live, so that you do not miss any of these live shows. All right, we've got our guest here. Is a cryptopreneur. Is a land somebody. He's been in the space for some time and has got all the experience. So what you just have to do, invite all your friends, all your neighbors, your groups, your teams to come and listen. You don't have to do anything. Just bring them on the platform and then we do the talking. All right, Kirtesh. What's the relationship of Metaverse, NFT, and gaming? We do not want to, to bang these things together, but I want you to differentiate them and let us know what is it exactly.
Okay, so let's try and separate that, right? Let's start with gaming first. So gaming, prior to the blockchain, if a person is playing a game, and if you can visualize yourself playing a game on a PlayStation or on an Xbox, be it Grand Theft Auto, be it Fortnite, be it any of these popular games, Call of Duty, Need for Speed, you are entering a world that exists online through your device, and you can see it on your screen, right? So that, in fact, is a world on its own. It's just that the metaverse is taking the game, building it on blockchain, and now you can own some of the assets in that world. NFTs are non-fungible tokens, which means that you can now exchange assets within that game and within different games, which you couldn't do before, right? So your avatar within the metaverse is an NFT. If you owned a piece of land in the Sandbox or Decentraland, that's an NFT. It also has limited supply. That is why land is increasing in value more than the physical world, but in the digital world and the metaverses, the land prices are also skyrocketing because there's limited supply, right? So that's an NFT. If you are building houses, whatever you are building within the metaverse is regarded as essentially an NFT. It's a digital asset. It is something that exists on the blockchain. You can pull it out of the blockchain. You can store it on your wallet. You can essentially, just like that, what you got on your screen over there, those are essentially NFTs. Those are avatars. So there's opportunity for people to now make money by providing those avatars with the resources, whether it's clothing, whether it's makeup, whether it's shoes, whatever is required to make your avatar look fancy. There is going to be opportunity for companies and people to actually enter the space and create an income from it. Prior to the blockchain, playing a game, you could not earn an income from it unless it was esports, and obviously from esports you can generate an income. But a metaverse game or a blockchain game allows you to progress to various levels, unlocking stuff within that game. You unlock different NFTs. If it's a racing game, you're going to spend money to build your NFT, which is a car, which is a vehicle. Winning races allows you obviously to get tokens and get rewards back, which you can use to upgrade your vehicle. If in the future you decide that you do not want to play the game anymore and you want to leave the gaming metaverse, you want to leave that car metaverse and you want to explore a different metaverse, you can sell that NFT to somebody else, and they will then purchase it from you in that tokenized crypto economy, which is the gaming token. You can then exchange it for any other token on a decentralized exchange, and then enter yourself into another metaverse once you are tired of that game. So I hope that kind of sums up. I know it's a bit much to actually explain, but if you could grasp what I'm trying to say there, that's essentially it,
All right. Before Facebook announced its change of name, very few people understood about Metaverse. And when that happened, which is 2 weeks back, we went on online to check the coins that are related to Metaverse. And we found the coins, they were already 50 to 200% up. They were already, roaring. They were already running parabolic up. Give us some few coins or Metaverse tokens that are there in the space.
Okay, so let's break it down to the first two, which I think is going to be the original metaverses in terms of what they've done so far in the space. Decentraland, and its token is the Mana token, MANA. Then there's the Sandsbox, and that token is the Sand token, SAND. The Mana token essentially, I think, is now up 16,000% from the time it's been introduced until after Mark Zuckerberg made mention of Meta. Then there's other stuff like Axie Infinity is also going to turn into a metaverse. It's not a metaverse as yet, right? It started off as a game. It started off as a 2D game. Their token is the AXS token and the SLP token, the Smooth Love Potion token. Now what's happening is because they have the community and they have built such a huge following and changed so many people's lives by allowing them to earn an income from playing games, they are now revolutionizing Axie Infinity into a metaverse where you can buy land, you can build, you can create different tournaments that people can visit within your land, within Axie Infinity. So that game now becomes sort of a metaverse, right? If we're looking at Gala games, that essentially is another coin that people can get involved with. I've got a list here as well. There's Wilder Worlds, there's My Neighbor Alice, there's D-Race, there's Thetan Arena. So there's quite a few. It's too much to actually go through within the short space of time that we have to discuss this. I also break down how all this works in a Cryptopreneur's masterclass that I do, where we actually go in depth with getting started with these tokens. Which wallets do you need? How do you store them? How do you transact with them safely? What's the potential in the future for these coins to do another 5x, 10x, 50x, 100x? What fundamentals are actually backing this up? What companies are getting involved with Decentraland? If you look at Snoop Dogg recently created his own concert in the Sandbox. So now NFTs are getting sold. He's selling tickets as NFTs. People can sit at their house, just like what you had on there, that VR goggle set. You can wear your virtual reality goggles and be part of your celebrities that you like, and basically be part of that community from the comfort of your home. So yeah, just to sum it up, Mana token, Sand token. If you go to CoinGecko and you search under categories and you scroll down to the category that says Metaverse, it's obviously going to give you a list of all the Metaverse tokens that's available. The only problem comes now is how legitimate are those Metaverse tokens? What's going to set them apart from other Metaverse tokens? Is it being built on a real sustainable use case, or is it just a token that's launched now so that people can get involved with the concept of it being a metaverse, but it's not actually a metaverse? So you got to look out for all these red flags. You got to do your due diligence. You got to make sure you understand the founders, the people that are putting things together, and be able to distinguish if it has a use case and if it's something that's going to last during the next bear run. Fair enough, everybody's getting in now because of FOMO and stuff, and they're buying these coins literally at all-time highs. So will that token do another 5x or 10x in the next year or 2 years? If yes, then that's the coin you hold. Don't buy those tokens and sell them within 3 months. amount of money is made from one cycle to the next, not from, if you get in before the bull run, obviously you're going to make money within a month or 2 months, but holding them for a longer period of time is what you should actually do.
So it's also happening that there are shit coins on the Metaverse ecosystem.
Yes.
There are coins that, they just there for very short period of time, or they're just there to swing people's money. So people need to be very careful on that.
Correct, 100%.
All right.
Yeah. Otherwise, you're going to end up
Great
losing
stuff.
your money, or you're going to end up holding those tokens for a very, very long time.
All right, no, great stuff. Why are these coins called Ethereum Killers? Is there any relation between the Metaverse tokens and the Ethereum also? So can you take us through that?
Okay, look, when they say Ethereum Killers, I essentially understand it in a way where it could mean one of two things. The first thing is maybe the growth of the token might overtake what Ethereum can do. If you're looking at Ethereum sitting at $4,000, and if it has to reach $20,000, 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, that's a 5x return. But if a token is sitting on $1 and it reaches $10, it's easier for a token to reach $10 from $1 than for a token to go to $20,000 from $4,000. So in that way, it could overtake Ethereum in the gains that it has. Also, another way is because of gas fees. You see, Ethereum is still a bit expensive in terms of gas fees. There's a lot of upgrades that are still taking place on the Ethereum network in order for it to be sustainable, and not many people can get involved with buying NFTs on Ethereum. So you're looking at other blockchains like Phantasma Chain, you're looking at Solana, you're looking at those tokens, and those tokens coming in being called Ethereum Killers because they have faster transactions at a very low cost. You can do so much more with it in terms of building metaverses, in terms of building games, in terms of usability, which Ethereum hasn't yet done. In time, it will get there, right? That's for sure. But it's obviously going to take some time as well. So these tokens are, in fact, going to overtake Ethereum for a short pace of time, and then Ethereum might eventually catch up again in terms of usability and programming it to do what you need it to do. It's still going to be the top dog, though. Bitcoin and Ethereum, I don't think it's going to be going down in the future anytime soon. I see a lot of potential with two tokens because they sort of the OGs in the space.
All right, as Empire FM, we are live here at Empire Crypto TV. We're talking blockchain solutions, cryptocurrencies, trading and investing. We want you to be a better trader. Be with us every day, 7 p.m. We are live here. All right.
Different segments. One for our family of apps, and one for our work on future platforms. And as part of this, it is time for us to adopt a new company brand to encompass everything that we do. To reflect who we are and what we hope to build, I am proud to announce that starting today, our company is now Meta. Our mission remains the same. It's still about bringing people together. Our apps and their brands, they're not changing either. And we are still the company that designs technology around people. But now we have a new North Star to help bring the metaverse to life. And we have a new name that reflects the full breadth of what we do and the future that we want to help build. From now on, we're going to be Metaverse first, not Facebook first.
All right, we see Facebook announcing their intentions, not their intentions as such, but they've already done it. They're already called Meta. What's the idea behind that? What's the vision behind changing to Meta?
I think the whole vision is to capitalize on the market. Mark Zuckerberg can see what is happening with cryptocurrency. He can see what is happening with the decentralized. And most of these decentralized don't have the community or the members or the numbers that Facebook has. Right? So Mark Zuckerberg has also been in the videos that I've watched, he's also been wanting to do stuff like this in terms of the horizon that he put together where he has this Oculus. So his vision with the Oculus is to connect people in a virtual space, is to connect people so that it seems as real as connecting with people like your next door neighbor, or people coming to visit you in your house, or people in your workspace. So with the Oculus glasses, he's basically capitalizing on the market. He's making people aware of what's happening, and he wants to own the space. That is why he rebranded to the Metaverse. It is the future, and there's no doubt that what he did is the right thing in terms of generating public awareness of the future and where the world is heading. I think there's going to be a lot of changes coming to the space in terms of how businesses are now going to create their brandings online, how they're going to be building their own metaverses, where you're going to have sort of your avatar running around, and then there's going to be like a teleportation device where you can teleport into another business's metaverse or a virtual showroom and have a look at cars, as an example. Real estate agencies as well are going to have metaverses being built within Facebook's metaverse, or basically their stores or the agencies are going to be built within Facebook's metaverse for people from the comfort of their home. So the products will still remain the same as he says, but he's encompassing it where your avatar is now going to enter Facebook. It's just a step away. He wants us to now, instead of being on the screen and viewing on the screen, he now wants us to enter the screen. We have to enter Facebook through a screen using your glasses, using your Oculus, using VR headsets. So that's the whole aim there.
All right, Facebook always, with Mark Zuckerberg, always wanted to get involved in the crypto space, in the blockchain space. We see him tempting to get involved with the Libra project. And of course, it went further. But now, successfully, we see him coming very hard with the Meta project coming on the space. It seems it's always been his dream, and of course, you just mentioned that because of his market, because of his database that he's got, he knows that any space that he get involved, he can actually change that space. He can influence that space. Okay. All right. Tell me, what are the differences between Metaverse tokens and cryptocurrencies? Are there any differences, or they just function the same?
Look, I think they function the same. A Metaverse token is a cryptocurrency because it exists online. It is cryptonized. I think the use cases and the functionality of it, in terms of being programmable more, in terms of being specific to a platform. As an example, if I am in the Decentraland metaverse, then I'm exchanging my Bitcoin or my Ethereum for the money token. If I now want to enter the Sandbox space and I've generated an income in Decentraland, I will obviously exchange my mana token for maybe a stable coin, maybe Bitcoin, maybe Ethereum, or exchange it for the Sand token and then use that to enter and purchase stuff within the Sandbox. So Metaverse tokens are essentially cryptocurrencies that's programmable to work within that metaverse.
All right. What are the use cases? I know you just mentioned it before. I just want us to go further because I see some of these tokens will be used on esports in games, whereby they will be rewarding people who are players on these projects, players on these platforms. So this is how they will be like more useful in rewarding the players and gamers.
You broke up there for a second. You said something about, yeah, I heard a little bit, but there was a slight breakup with the question you asked.
I'm talking about the use cases of these Metaverse tokens. What are they mainly used? Will they be used on rewarding the gamers and the players? Those are the major use cases, I believe.
Yes, correct. Those are the major use cases. You see, some games or some metaverses have two different tokens. There's a token that becomes the stable token within that metaverse that you can use to buy stuff. There's another token that obviously increases in value as time goes on. If you look at Axie Infinity, it has two tokens. One is the SLP, one is the AXS. AXS is obviously a token that increases more in value over time. It's like buying stocks in a company as well. And as the company obviously progresses with the tech and with the community, that token is going to increase in price. SLP obviously sells at a lower value than the AXS, and that's used for purchasing stuff within the metaverse. It's used for getting rewarded as well within that Axie Infinity metaverse, which you can then use to upgrade all of your avatars. So yeah, there are many use cases for these metaverse tokens, and we are going to see many new use cases develop from this as well. We might not understand it all at this very moment in time, but this is new technology, this is new ground that we are treading here. So there's a lot that we can actually expect.
All right. Before, when, or must I say, when we started to get involved in the crypto space, there was so much concern about the total supply, the current supply of a certain project or a certain coins. It was one of the major, component to look into when you are investing in a token or a crypto. It was said the cryptos or tokens that have got billions of total supply, were not really being looked into, were not really interesting because of that supply. But now we see tokens like Shiba Inu and many of them that are in billions, but making some money for people. And also in the metaverse space, I've been checking the total supply of other coins like Sandbox. I think is 3 billion. And then look, I looked at others as well. Their total supply is over 1 billion. Will that be a deciding factor or not?
Look, I don't think so that much. Anything can happen and change as well. If you look at what Shiba Inu is doing now, people were laughing at the whole concept of them being a meme coin, but then putting together a development team, what they've now decided to do is actually integrate Shiba Inu with companies like Shopify, with companies like WooCommerce, so that you can purchase stuff using Shiba Inu, which causes some of the tokens to be burned. So the more you use that token to purchase stuff, the token will eventually start reducing in supply, obviously start increasing in value as well. At the same time, it doesn't need to happen. We saw Shiba Inu did in terms of having a very powerful community, which is the most important, that backs that token up in order for it to increase the way it has done, right? In terms of the Sandbox and stuff like that, if they want to do burning as well, they can do that, but there's no essential need. I don't see Sandbox token reaching like $500 or 20,000 US dollars because of the supply. There's just too much out there in order for that to actually happen. But it's still got huge potential in order to reach values like maybe $10, maybe eventually become a stable coin in terms of reaching $10 max and then staying with that. But who knows? The company might introduce another token within that platform as well. They can do anything they want to do within the space. So, as I said, it's new technology. It's new space that we're actually walking into. We don't know what's going to happen. What's going to influence the price of it, whether the max supply is going to actually play a crucial role or not.
There have been some talks about centralized and decentralized metaverse. What's the difference between these two terms, and how will they affect the market? How will they affect how we interact with this new technology?
Centralized metaverse is more like what Facebook is doing or what Mark Zuckerberg is doing in terms of already having a company and already having a community and now being majority in control of that metaverse, making it centralized. The only thing that you might have control of is most probably, because it's going to incorporate Ethereum as well, you're most probably going to have control or own your digital assets that you can take out from the sandbox and use that to enter Facebook, as an example, right? In terms of decentralized metaverses, I'm thinking Decentraland and Sandbox being decentralized, where the community has majority say in what happens. The people that own those tokens have go through a voting process in order to decide what's going to happen next, which sort of artists they should onboard. Facebook's not going to do that. If Facebook wants to launch a project, they're not going to ask. They might ask the community and do it now because they can see what's happening with the decentralized metaverses, so they don't want to be left out of it. But essentially, centralized like the banks. The banks are centralized, a centralized system, and Bitcoin coming in as a decentralized system, so we can straight away see what the difference is there. With the centralized system, the banks are making money on your money. With the decentralized exchanges, you are making the type of returns that banks normally make on your money if you are doing stuff like staking and yield farming and loaning out your crypto. So yeah, centralized is more restrictions, decentralized is less restrictions and more ownership and more freedom for the people that are part of the community.
All right, do you see this market creating millionaires, multimillionaires, or even billionaires? Do you see such big figures coming out of this new technology?
Yes, most definitely. It already has, and there's still a lot of potential in terms of, if you look at the opportunities that are now coming into place, right? And this is something I speak about in my Cryptopreneurs Masterclass as well, where I teach people how to acquire one Bitcoin with less than 20 minutes a day by using or by taking part in some very strategic processes. If you look at the metaverse as being developed now, one way of generating an income besides buying and holding tokens, everybody speaks about buying tokens or trading or holding these tokens for long term. Fair enough, there's money to be made there, but there's other potential as well. Creating NFTs, creating clothing for avatars and selling that, building houses within metaverses, becoming a digital real estate that buys and sells property within metaverses. You can have your own real estate agency within that metaverse, which has nothing to do with what's going on in the outside world, but you advising a newcomer on what property he should buy, generating a percentage return in terms of becoming a rental agent within the metaverse. And because it's on the blockchain and everything is tracked, your rental agency will generate a percentage of what your land space is capable of generating in terms of the games and in terms of the ads that's going to be run on that space. There are other opportunities as well in terms of crypto digital marketing, which is something I do. And, it has allowed me to reach like 10K, 15K, 20K a month just by providing services to people in the space. So there's nothing stopping other people as well from learning how to fuse the two together and then help people that are entering or building themselves up in the metaverse in order to market themselves to other crypto entrepreneurs, right? That's one way of getting things done. Another way is gaming. If you are a developer, you can think of ideas and put together games. You can create your own metaverse. Eventually, it's going to lead to that. So yeah, that's where I see all the potential, property, digital real estate, creating NFTs, marketing, developing as well. I think having the ability to build, now people are familiar with HODL being HODL, but there's something else called BUIDL, which is BUIDL. And that means if you have the ability to build within blockchain and metaverse, it will allow you to reach billionaire status much quicker. If you look at people that have built things in the crypto space and even decentralized applications, so that's where the real money is actually going to be made. Create your own token, learn how to create your own tokens, learn how to create your own decentralized exchanges. Yeah, that sort of stuff. Lots of potential, lots of scope.
The potential is huge. It's massive, man. So we are not only limited to just buying the coins and hodling them on our exchanges. We can do so much. Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
I think
So much you can
hodling is more like a retirement strategy where you hold it for long term. At the same time, if you're hodling a token and if you're seeing a 2x, 5x, 10x return, then take a percentage of that out. If you put $1,000 in a coin and it does a 10x, take out $5,000 from there and look for other tokens that's also going to do a 10x. Once that is done, take out profits as well and use it to start educating yourself on how you can build a business within the metaverse. And now you have the funding you need to enter that space without applying for a loan from any banks. And you've got your business set up, so use the tokens to generate an income, which you can use to build within the metaverse.
We are live at Empire Crypto TV. We're talking about Metaverse ecosystem today. There's so much that you can do in this space. There's so much money that can be created, that you can make around the discussion around the topic Metaverse. So what you just have to do, listen up, do a lot of research, connect with the mentors. He's also a mentor, is here talking about Metaverse, how you can maximize on the space. You are not only limited to just buying and holding your coins, just buying and keeping your coins in your exchange. There's so much that you can do. There are so many things that he just mentioned. So yeah, the world is so interesting these days. Only if you commit yourself and have a dream. It's all about having a dream. All right. What other strategies are there? Because I do not want to leave people hanging, especially when it comes to what we just spoken about. People only know about buying and holding. People only know about trading, buying and selling. What are the strategies as a crypto mentor, as a cryptopreneur? What are the strategies are there that people can take advantage of in the crypto space, in the blockchain space, so to say?
I'm going to speak about one, which is the most important one. And if people actually want to figure out how to do this, then I think they should connect with me. Either send me a friend request or send me a direct message on Facebook Messenger, because what I've also specialized in is helping people build a crypto career, right? So we understand why crypto has value in terms of, or why Bitcoin has value in terms of being limited supply and only 21 million, and everybody wants it, so now it's increasing in value. If you think about this as well, in the metaverse and in this new digital economy that's being created, there are thousands of companies that are being created every single day, right? These companies are now looking for people that have blockchain and crypto skills that they need to hire. So now there's an opportunity for you to upskill yourself, understand how crypto works in your specific field. Let's take an example. If you are a real estate agent and you are now entering the metaverse space, you are building a real estate company, you are now going to hire somebody that has crypto skills in order to do your admin, in order to run your marketing, in order to build your website. A person that doesn't have crypto skills will not be able to do it as efficiently. So a person that has those skills become as valuable as Bitcoin. Your salary is obviously increased because you can do things that nobody else can do within the space. You become an expert within your specific niche market, and your value increases. You can earn up to 10,000 US dollars a month by working for a crypto company if you have the correct skills. So becoming an expert in the crypto field, fusing that with what you are currently doing, and then going to look for blockchain companies and cryptocurrency companies that will hire you to work for them. It's the most important. It'll take you most probably 6 months to get done. You obviously first need to become blockchain certified so that you can show your credentials on LinkedIn. And then we have strategies which show you how do you, once you've got these skills now, how do you put yourself out there and how do you find these companies that want to hire you? So I will help people to actually put together a roadmap and a framework so that they can transition to the next space. Because if you don't, then you're going to become irrelevant. You have to, there's no doubt about it. Everybody has to be part of the blockchain. Everybody has to be part of cryptocurrency. They have to adapt. If that doesn't happen, your business is going to perish. If you don't enter the metaverse, you are actually going to perish yourself, So you have to leave a legacy. You have to create a digital version of yourself that can live in the metaverse, so that generations that are to come will still be able to view you or your digital avatar or your life within the metaverse. It's going to become sort of a memory bank that's always going to exist on the blockchain. So that was a bit much that I spoke about there, but yeah, essentially that's it.
Just to add on to that, once you have got the skills, blockchain skills these days, you do not have to relocate, going to America, going to UK, or going to China. You can work wherever you are remotely. They can hire you, and then you work remotely. Especially with the COVID, we learned that we can still work from home. We can still be productive working from home, working from your own space. Even what Kirtesh is talking about, you can get hired while in South Africa, while in Africa, but getting the job done, and the project is maybe located in United States or in China. So it's very much possible.
Yes, 90% of the positions are all remote based. I've also landed quite a few clients internationally, being in South Africa, and the advantage of that is they pay in US dollar or the euro, and some of them even pay you in crypto. So imagine getting paid in crypto and holding that crypto until it increases in value, and then cashing it out when you need to. So there are many things that you can do. It becomes overwhelming. I didn't understand the space as much as I do now. I obviously lost a lot of money as well, made a lot of money within the space. So now I think that it's time for me to share this knowledge with other people, so that they can also capitalize on this while it's still early, while it's still fresh for them to do so. Because in time to come, give it another 5 years, the market's going to start getting flooded with everybody trying to get into the space. You've also got to make sure, the most important thing is make sure that you are the owner of your NFTs, of your crypto. You've got to store it securely on your wallets without giving your funds to anybody else. Stay away from high returns, people promising you massive returns and then asking you for cryptocurrency in order to generate an income for you. Those things don't work. We've tried it. There might be some that work, but learn how to fish instead. Learn how to look for these tokens, learn how to understand. If you can understand how CoinGecko works in terms of max supply, in terms of circulating supply, in terms of use cases, in terms of the fundamentals coming out there, in terms of the events that's taking place in the next couple of months, it allows you to position yourself to buy those tokens or those coins before they reach mass adoption. Buying tokens on platforms like Gate.io or KuCoin is an advantage as well, because you're getting those coins before they reach Binance, before they reach Coinbase. Not many people know how to buy on decentralized exchanges such as Uniswap and stuff as well. So understanding how all that works allows you to position yourself as an expert in this space. So just don't stop learning, and I don't think it's ever going to stop.
Great stuff, great stuff. We are live via Temper Crypto TV, and what you just have to do, go to YouTube, find Empire Crypto TV and subscribe. All this information that we're talking here is uploaded on our YouTube channel, and there's so much, a ton of videos that we have recorded in the past with live guests that you can find on our YouTube channel. So there's so much learning, guys, that you need to do. For you to make it in this space, you need to learn. You need to dedicate so much time learning about these skills, learning about all this that is being spoken about. Kirtesh just mentioned that when he started, he did in all these things, so many things. But as you go on, you just become, better and better and better, and you become a professional. Kirtesh, you just mentioned also that in fact, it's not about you just mentioned. There are more than 10,000 crypto coins at the moment. Isn't that an oversupply in the market? Isn't that a problem in the market? I feel like everyone wants to create a coin. They create a coin, and of course, the market is not regulated. There are not much problems to enter into this market. When you want to create your own project, want to introduce your own project, you just go on smart contracts on blockchain, and then you create your own coin, and then you put it into the market. isn't this a problem to this market when at some point we'll be talking like we've got 50,000 coins? Isn't that a problem? Or what's your opinion on this?
No, I don't think so. I think in terms of there being abundance always. I also think in terms like I tried to wrap my mind around it, and what I've come to realize is every company is eventually going to have their own token. Let's look at South Africa. Woolworths will eventually have their own token. Pick and Pay will eventually have their own token. Clicks, Discam will eventually have their own tokens. Tokens in terms of loyalty points. In the same way that loyalty points work, royalty points are going to be moved onto a tokenized system where you can track everything on the blockchain. Real estate companies will create their own tokens, which you can program to use only to buy real estate. Motor dealerships will have their own tokens, Lamborghini token, Mercedes-Benz token. So those things will also most probably start at a low price, and as time goes on, increase in value. You see, when Bitcoin first came out, people thought it's only going to be Bitcoin. People thought that all these other coins are going to come out, and what are you going to do with it? What can you use it for? Because Bitcoin's already there. But what you need to realize is if you can program something. Okay, let's look at this, right? How many apps are there on the App Store? There's an oversupply, but if your app is a good app and if it solves a problem, people are going to download that app. That app's going to generate an income. There are so many movies being created every single day, but people still watch movies, right? There's so many games being created every single day, and people still play games. In the very same space, there's going to always be new tokens that's going to be created. The trick is, if it has a real use case, if it has a good development team, if it has a good marketing strategy, and if it solves a problem, that token is going to do well. There's no question. It has to do well if it's solving a centralized problem and providing a decentralized solution to that problem.
All right, there came crypto, and then there was ICO boom way in 2017. And then DeFi space, NFTs, now Metaverse. What next? What next so that we get prepared? What I noticed is that people just started to know about Metaverse recently. But we've got these coins in our portfolios. Some of them we just bought as like, I'm just buying this coin. But it turns out it's a Metaverse coin. So what next so that we always prepare? I know it's
that's a very difficult question. It's so hard to say what's going to happen next. But I think people should now start preparing for centralized companies to enter the metaverse. I think that's going to be the next boom in the space. ICOs obviously did very well. If you think of an ICO, it was an initial coin offering. So there was obviously an ICO for companies like Sandbox, like Decentraland. Back in the day, they launched as an ICO, and if you got involved in that ICO when it launched and you held onto those tokens, you obviously made millions now. So there are still ICOs taking place, but they've just rebranded their naming, so they call IGOs, initial game offerings, IDOs, same concept. In terms of, then NFTs came into play. There's people still need to wrap mind around that. Clothing companies are now going to be integrating NFTs within that. You can buy NFTs for your avatar and then plus receive the physical thing so that you can wear it as well. Metaverse allows you to use. So it all happened in phases, but in a very good phase as well. First the tokens, then getting people involved with the tokens, building the community, then creating the digital assets and the NFTs, then creating a space for people to enter and use these things, which is the metaverse. So now it's the mere fact of getting the retailers and the public and the companies to have their space within the metaverse. That's going to be the next gold mine. If you can help a company transition into that space and become a consultant, it's like selling spades when there was during the times of the gold rush. You are providing people with a tool and a guide, and you are getting paid for your services, your time, and your skills to help them make that transition correctly. Once that happens, then most probably we can think about what's going to happen next. But I also see a world where, if you look at gamers, my avatar within the game creating an income or working for me, right? So my avatar in one game wins races and creates an income for me, which I can cash out and spend. Then I'm playing another game like maybe Fortnite or Call of Duty, and I've got to progress through there with various levels and stuff. I'm creating an income in that tokenized economy. Now I've got 5 different games, so I can duplicate myself a number of times within multiple universes or multiple metaverses, each one working for me while I enjoy my life and live my life. So I think that's what it's supposed to be. You're supposed to have these virtual characters that's working for you, generating an income for you, allowing you to actually live your physical life without having to worry about an income, without having to worry about what you're going to do the next day, but go on adventures, go and explore and help the world. If you think about it, also less resources are going to be used. If I am an artist and if I am creating artwork, if I create a digital piece of artwork, I'm not using physical resources, but I'm still creating my artwork, which can be displayed using holographic technology. So in the case of a fire or anything happening to the property, my artwork does not get destroyed because it exists digitally, and I can obviously access it on the blockchain and use another holographic device to showcase it. So yeah, I think that's also the next something else that's going to happen is holographic companies or people that are building holograms. That's going to be the next in thing as well, because you're going to need to display your NFTs. You can't. What's the point in having an NFT existing on a blockchain or in your computer? If I have it in my house, and if I got a little gadget that can display the NFT that I bought, when people visit me, they can actually see it in its full 3D form. So that's something to just think about and look out for as well.
Christoph, you have shared so much information on this platform. We appreciate you coming through. We appreciate your time, sir. Just a few words, your last words. We are running out of time. Just your last words to our viewers, to Empire Fam, what they can expect in the market, what they can do right to avoid making wrong decisions on this market, and give them that hope, and of course tell them that it's possible to make millions in this market.
Yes, it is very possible, but have the right skills, have the correct roadmap, have the correct framework, and know what you are doing. Don't go into it blindly. Know exactly what you are doing. And I think the best piece of advice I can give now towards the end is, if people want to learn what I have learned and learn from the mistakes that I have made and what other people in the crypto space have made, I've documented all of that in recordings. So there's various sessions that people can view and go through, which allows them to become an expert in their field, all done in something I've created called a Cryptopreneur's Masterclass. So if anybody wants to learn how to get things like this done, how to build themselves up in the crypto space, then connect with me. I'll also give you a link that you can most probably insert at the bottom of your channel here to that masterclass, so that people can visit it and have a look at what it's all about. I spoke about Decentraland way back before Mark Zuckerberg even made mention of the Metaverse and stuff. So I'm always within that masterclass adding new stuff every single week. As I do research, I document it and I put it within that platform. So it saves people time. They don't have to go search multiple channels to figure out what is going on. They've got access to one point, which gives them a roadmap and a shortcut on what actually needs to be done.
All right. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for coming through, and I hope to invite you again very soon.
Yeah, cool. Let me know the next topic, and we'll get it done. I've actually enjoyed being on your show. It was quite informative, and it was very mind expanding to speak about stuff like this. I prepared answers to questions, but I never used any of that. It was just flowing quite freely. Yeah.
Yeah, no, thank you so much, man. It's all in the head. I mean, it's something very interesting, and you talk from passion. Sometimes when you talk about this news, talking about the markets, about the financial markets, you tend not to stop. You just keep going because it's something that you've got passion with. You're living and you're breathing. These are things that every day when you wake up you're thinking of the market. When you sleep, you're thinking of the market. It becomes your lifestyle. So yeah, you get going. All right. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. We'll definitely invite you again. All right. Yeah, Empire Fam. That was Kirtesh Cara. He's a cryptopreneur. He's been in this space for some time, and he shared with us here so much information, so much knowledge, experience. The market is still very much early, guys. Take advantage of these projects, these markets like Metaverse. If you missed, I know some of you guys are blaming themselves, like they missed some of these projects like DeFi space, the cryptocurrencies way back when it started, Bitcoin, where it started. Someone is coming on the space and saying Bitcoin is already expensive, Ethereum is already expensive. But if you are to look into Metaverse space also, there are very much coins that are very much cheap, cents, where you can invest on those projects. But you just have to do a lot of research around those projects because you can still find bad projects around the space. But what you just have to do, find mentors like Kirtesh Cara, who can actually guide you better, guide you well in the space, and you make better decisions. All right. Thank you for coming through. Thank you for tuning in. What I would like you guys to do, please go through to our YouTube and subscribe. Invite your people, invite your friends, your team members to subscribe on our YouTube channel so that you do not miss any or some of these live broadcasts that we have every day at 7 p.m. Thank you so much. Let's meet again tomorrow with a different topic. All right, let me check. I see something is coming up. I'm listening from work in Reavapa. Wow, thank you so much, Mpumi. Thank you so much. Listening in a bus, going home. You didn't want to miss this live broadcast, and I believe it helped a lot of people. I believed we learned so much, guys. We learned so much. There was so much that was shared on this, and of course, Metaverse is a new thing. All right. Thank you so much. Let's meet again tomorrow.